7. Sports and History 7.1 Importance of Sports 7.2 Types of Sports 7.3 Globalization of Sports 7.4 Game Materials and Toys 7.5 Toys and History 7.6 Literature and Movies on Sports 7.7 Sports and Professional Opportunities Sports combine entertainment and physical exercise. To play is a natural human instinct. Hence, the history of sports begins with the origin of mankind. Various games have been played since the beginning of civilization. Hunting was indeed a way of obtaining food for the ancient people, but it was also looked upon as a game. And wrestling, do you know? There are a number of training centers for wrestling and other sports. 1 Vyayamshala of famous wrestlers Jamadada and Manikro, Vadodara. 2 Krita Vidyapith, Patiyala. 3 Svarnam Gujarat Sports, Gandhinagar. 4 Kasbag Talim and Motibag Talim, Kolhapur. 5 Hanuman Vyayam Prasarak Mandal, Amaravati. 6 Shri Shiv Chhatrapati Krita Sankal, Bailwadi, Pun. Entertainment. The ancient Indian literature and epics mention various games such as games of dice, diot, wrestling, horse and chariot races and chess. Do you know? Sports and Greeks is a very ancient equation. The Greeks were the first to standardize the rules of sports and organize them systematically. They started sports competitions of discus throw, horse and chariot races, wrestling and boxing, etc. The ancient event of Olympic competitions used to be held at Olympia, the ancient Greek city. To be able to participate in Olympics and be a winner is supposed to be a great honor for sports persons. 7.1 Importance of sports. To play games is very important for us. It enables us to overcome suffering and worries. Games help us to relax and refresh our minds. Games, which involve lot of physical activities, provide good exercise as well. Games help in building a tenacious and strong body. Playing games also helps us in developing courage, determination, and sportsmanship. Games needing collective participation help us to develop a sense of cooperation and team spirit. It also helps in developing leadership. 46 7.2 Types of sports. Sports are of two types, indoor games and outdoor games. Indoor games are played within a closed environment, and a number of them are played by sitting at one place. They include chess, card games, games played with gamesmen and dice, carom, etc. The game known by various names as Kashkavadiya or Shokabara, or as Indian Ludo, is very popular among Indians. The game known as Sagargod, played with a bunch of seeds or stones, is usually played by girls. There is another game known as Batukali chess, playing house, which is usually played by girls. However, all the members in the family can also participate in it, especially in the mock wedding of a girl doll and a boy doll. It is an occasion of Longati sports and international sports. Indian games include Longati, Kabaddi, Atyapatya, Kho-Kho, etc. Do you know? Daily schedule of Lakshmi Bai, the Queen of Jhansi. Her Highness was very fond of physical exercise. She used to wake up in the early hours, spent an hour, 2 Gatikas, exercising on the Malikham, and then she had rounds of horse ride and a long elephant ride. 2 hours, 4 Gatikas, after sunrise, she would eat kuruk, a diet meant for enhancing physical strength, and drink milk. Thereafter, she had bath. Translated from Mazha Pravas by Vishnu Bhatt. God said, Indian games like marbles, Lagori, Vididandu or Jalidanda, Bingari, whirls, Bhover, tops, Fugati, Chsima are quite popular. The international games include badminton, alternatively spelt as Kabaddi family celebration. Outdoor games. The outdoor games can be categorized into two types, Indian 47 table tennis, skating, football, badminton, table tennis, hockey, cricket, football, golf, polo, etc. Among outdoor sports, running races are popular all over the world. Sprints or short distance running races are usually arranged for 100 and 200 meters. There are also middle distance and long distance races. Marathon is a long-distance running race. Other types of running races are hurdles and relay races. Shot put, discus throw, long jump, high jump, water sports like swimming competitions, water polo, rowing, and sports that combine physical exercise and acrobatics like Mallakhamb, rope Mallakhamb, gymnastics, etc. are all included in the outdoor sports based on physical skills. Let us find out, get to know more about wrestlers Kashyap Jadhav, Maruti Main, and cricketer Bharatratna Sachin Tendulkar with the help of internet. Mallakhamb adventurous games, ice skating, skiing, ice hockey, etc. are popular games that require balancing skills. There are many other adventurous games which include rock climbing, gliding, auto racing, cars and motorbikes, etc. Sports competitions. Sport competitions of various types is a do you know? According to Manisha Baid, Mallakhamb and its various tactics were devised by Balamhat Deodar, the physical trainer of Peshwa Bajirao II. She also notes that Balamhat was inspired watching monkeys while they leaped and played on trees. Cricket 48 worldwide phenomenon. Sport competitions like Olympics, Asian Games also known as Asiad, Paralympic or Special Olympics for disabled people, Cricket World Cup, etc. are organized on regular basis. Also international competitions for many other sports like hockey, wrestling, chess, etc. are organized on a grand scale. In India, hockey and cricket are very popular. Hockey is our national game. Competitions of all these games are organized at local, city, taluk, district, state, national and international levels. Sportspersons who perform well in national and international competitions have good career prospects. Do you know? Major Dhyan Chand, an expert player of hockey, was also the captain of the Indian hockey team. Indian hockey team won a gold medal in 1936 at Berlin Olympics under his captaincy. He was also part of the previous Indian hockey teams in 1928 and 1932, which played at Olympics and won gold medals. August 29, the birth date of Dhyan Chand, is celebrated as the National Sports Day in India. He was known as the Wizard of Hockey. He was honored with a Padma Bhushan in 1956. 7.3 Globalization of sports. The field of sports in the 20th to 21st century was naturally influenced by the process of globalization. The international matches of various sports like cricket, football, lawn tennis can be watched on television in any corner of the world. Thus, citizens of the non-participant countries can also enjoy these matches. For instance, the World Cup winning match played by Indian cricketers was watched by cricket fans all over the world. Sports fans scattered all over the world have significantly affected the entire structure of sports economy. Fans watch the matches for entertainment. Industrial and commercial companies look at it as a good opportunity to advertise their wear. Retired sportsmen also have an opportunity to participate as commentators. 7.4 Game materials and toys. The means and equipments for the entertainment and education of children are called toys. Clay toys have been found in archaeological excavations. These toys were fashioned either by hands or by using molds. Dolls are mentioned in the ancient Indian literature. A Sanskrit play by Shudraka is named as Mrikshakatika. It means a clay cart. Do you know? Kathasarit Sagara has very interesting descriptions of games and toys. There are descriptions of flying dolls. It mentions that on pressing a key some dolls used to fly, some used to dance and some used to make sounds. Let us find out. In India, there are regional traditions of making dolls. The wooden dolls made in Maharashtra were known as theki. Let us find out about other regions where dolls were made or are still being made. Let us also find out the local names of such dolls. 7.5 Toys and history. Toys can throw light on history and technological development. We can also get a glimpse of religious and cultural 49 traditions through them. As a part of traditional Diwali celebrations in Maharashtra, model forts are made. Clay images of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his soldiers and also people and animals are placed on these model forts. This tradition keeps the memory alive of the important role of forts in the history of Maharashtra. An ivory doll made by Indian craftsmen was found in the excavation of Pompeii, an ancient in Italy. It is dated to 1st century CE. This artifact throws light on the Indo-Roman trade relations. Thus, toys found in archaeological excavations can tell us about cultural contacts between nations in ancient times. 7.6 Literature and movies on sport. Publishing of books and encyclopedias of sports is a newly developing enterprise. The history of Malakam has been recently published. There is an encyclopedia on the subject of exercise. Some years ago there was a sports magazine named Shatkar. There is ample literature available in English on sports. Some television channels are exclusively devoted to sports. Recently, some movies on sports and biography of players have been released in various languages. For instance, the films Mary Kom and Dangle. Mary Kom is the first Indian female boxer to participate in the Olympics and to win a bronze medal. Dangle is based on the life story of Foghat sisters, who were the first Indian female wrestlers to win gold medals at various international competitions. The process of making a movie requires deep study of the particular period of the movie's story, language, dressing style, social life, etc. of that period. Students of history are well trained to do research of this kind. Knowledge of history of sports is also essential for writing articles in various publications like encyclopedia, newspapers, sports magazines, etc. 7.7 Sports and professional opportunities. Although sports and history appears to be distant as subjects, there is a close tie between them. Students of history can find many opportunities in the field of sports journalism. One needs to resort to history in order to write articles, reviews about sports events like Olympics or Asian or national and international matches. Expert commentators are in demand during sports matches. An expert commentator needs to have good knowledge of the history, statistics, previous records, eminent players, historical anecdotes, etc. related to the concerned game. Knowledge of history is useful for them. Matches of various sports like cricket, football, kabaddi, chess, etc. are shown live on television on various channels. The role of professionals who track and keep the record of these telecasts from various channels has become very important now. The sports channels continue telecasting round the clock. There are many professional opportunities available in this field. Referees are an essential factor of sports matches. Trained referees are required to pass qualifying examinations. Qualified referees can work at district, state, national and international levels. Government and private sectors are trying to promote sports. There are scholarships offered to sports persons. There are reserved seats for them in the government and private establishments. 50 Do you know? Balj Pandit was the first Indian cricketer to pioneer cricket commentary. People used to listen very eagerly to his broadcasts from Akashvani. His well-studied commentaries were full of information about the history of the playground, career history of the players, anecdotes about the game, and established records of the game. His commentaries used to be entertaining because of these historical details.